Alright, hello everybody. My name is ozmourn again. Today we're going to be speedrunning another wonderful first-person puzzle platformer named Antichamber. This is probably one of my favorite speedruns that I do, personally, just because of how hectic it is and can be. And so I'm hoping that I will aim to impress with this game today. It's going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, we're just going to go straight into it. What is exactly 100% in this category? Well, I'm glad that you asked. 100% is essentially all of the map, all 120 signs up here, which you can see here, and the 13 pink cubes. And the 13 pink cubes, unfortunately, there's no in-game way of timing it, but I'll make sure to, of course, keep up with that once we really get into it. And we're gonna start my new file right here, and time will begin when we timing will begin when we go through right here. So 3, 2, 1, go. So Antichamber is a wonderful first-person puzzle platformer created by Alexander Bruce, and the very first thing that we're going to be doing is trying to get the red gun as fast as possible. This game has different guns, like this one right here. This particular gun, the blue gun, is pretty much the most basic gun in the game. And the first thing we're going to be doing is grabbing a pink cube. The pink cubes in this game will only move if you have your crosshair on them, and all you have to do is lead them to their destination, and the moment that they get off screen, they can be counted as collected. And after that, we're going to be going to a jump too far, and we're going to be doing a lot of puzzles that require that are based on your spatial positioning and camera positioning. For example, these windows will only will transport you to wherever it's showing you if you put your entire face up against them. And one thing you're going to be seeing me do a lot in this particular run is exiting to main menu, because typically speaking, it is faster to do so instead of walking to where you need to go. For example, I could do all of this in one fell swoop, technically, but instead I'm going to be exiting the main menu and selecting the same section from the map, because it's ever so slightly faster based on just where the game is going to be transporting you instead of walking. Alright, but now we're going to be walking backwards and having a little bit of a staring contest with this eye. As long as your crosshair is on this eye, doesn't matter how far away you are from it, but as we do that, we're going to walk backwards to get another map and sign trigger. All of the maps and signs, all the map triggers and signs have a different radius as to when they're going to be collected, and all you have to do is be within that radius. You don't actually have to like interact with the signs or anything like that. Now we're going to do leapfrog. There's technically a skip for leapfrog, but I'm bad at the skip for leapfrog, so we're not going to be doing the skip for leapfrog. And now we're introduced to the green gun. The green gun is not going to be here for much longer, but it is pretty useful in a casual playthrough. It just allows you to make multiple cubes at a time and put down multiple cubes at a time and collect up multiple cubes at a time. And right there, what I just did is the first introduction to something known as lag glitch. And a lag glitch essentially makes it so that you have a small series of lag, and if you go through like a trigger zone, for example, that laser that we just went through, the game will not like read it. Like you can just walk straight through it and it will not activate. So that's what lag does. And I'm going in and out of windowed mode to purposefully cause lag to do that. And now we're going to be doing something known as a warp, which is like one of the more difficult tricks of the run, but also the one that saves the most time, by simply causing lag in order to shoot a bunch of cubes at a very specific spot on the wall. And the cubes will not, usually the cubes disappear unless they're airborne. And so if you quit to the hub and then if you quit to the hub and then shoot the cubes, they'll like stay where they are in the map, even if you've already exited to the hub. And those specific cubes actually covered up a spawn point, And if you enter through that spawn point, the game is just like, wait, there's cubes here, you can't be here. And so it kicks you out into the lobby with a gun, and it puts you in like a really weird state in which you can actually choose pretty much anywhere you want to go from the map, including places that you haven't been to before. Right there, that is the only RNG portion of the run. You have all of these orbs that are moving around, and they move if you move, but the direction that they move in is pretty much RNG. This particular puzzle we're going to be using with the help of the ability that we got from the yellow gun. And now we're going to be doing something known as tower clip. And by doing so, we're able to make a small tower of cubes and use those cubes to physically push us through the wall. Oh, is it going to be like this today? Come on. Don't be like this today, game. Okay, come on. Sometimes the game likes to do this, in which it doesn't really like cooperating with me when it comes to tower clipping. I do not know how to mend this situation. If it does happen, it just happens. There we go. Perfect. Generally speaking, exiting to main menu and then just reloading again the area again, that tends to help sometimes, and thankfully it did that time. But if you get like stuck in the wall instead of clipping through it, there's like just reload. Like you can try and mend it, and if you might eventually get it, but like it's just easier to reload sometimes. And now we're gonna go around and get another pink cube from up here. Ooh, 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 thank goodness. I thought that wasn't gonna work. I thought I was way, I thought I was gonna get stuck on the ceiling there before I went all the way up. And now we're gonna go to I only need one. This is a map trigger that we need to get because we're gonna come back to it later. And you can see in these like particle field areas, it'll get rid of all of my cubes if I go through it with my gun. Kind of like think of it as like the cube barriers from Portal. And we're gonna do another instance of tower clip right there, clip from tower 5 to tower 6. And now we are going to do another glitch known as jump storage, in which as long as you do not walk off of a platform before having, as long as you walk off a platform and not jump offing it, you can actually store your jump essentially in midair, or as someone else to describe it, imagine it as coyote time but with infinite time. But right here, we're going to be using that same glitch in order to activate a percentage up here without falling all the way down. And now we're going to go straight to tower 5 right here. And in this next section, we're actually going to be using more jump glitch right here in order to collect one more pink cube. And then right here, in order to get to this section, you want to keep jumping through this hallway, because otherwise, if you don't, you're just going to be transported to this section right here. Okay, and now we're going to be going to just a little bit shy. Use lag glitch again. And now we're going to be going to learning to draw. And we're going to grab a few of these cubes in order to activate this puzzle right here. Open this door. And now we're going to be going to learning to draw again. But this time we're going to be going to the center, grabbing all these cubes, activating that sign. And the interesting thing about the mechanic that you got from the yellow gun is that they'll just go, if you tell a group of cubes to go somewhere, they're just going to go in the general direction of where you tell them to go until something stops them. So we use that to our advantage by filling up the bottom row with cubes while the top row is being activated. Now we're going to go to strength and numbers. And another glitch that I didn't mention earlier, but we have been doing, it's a really simple glitch. It's called cube chambering. You right click and then left click and then let go of right click when you walk through a barrier, and then you can store one cube through your gun at a time through a cube barrier. And now we're going to go straight into Deja Vu. And here we're going to be grabbing another, oh, come on, another pink cube. Sometimes the game likes to do this. And it's at this point in the run in which sometimes I like to talk about the different rebindings that we have. For example, we have scroll wheel down, rebound to shoot, scroll wheel up, rebound to collecting the cubes. We have Q rebound to escape, and we have a mouse button rebound to F11 so that we can consistently go in and out of windowed mode. that combined with some of the trackers that we have for your personal use, um, it is a very replayable speedrun, something that you really sink your teeth into. Come on, there we go. And now we're here at Logic 101. This particular particular run, or this particular part of the run, is probably like my favorite in due to movement. But it technically is the tutorial section of the run. You can see that the cubes that were in this area were originally blue. That's because you're meant to have the blue gun. That is the game being very nice to you and color coordinating the cubes based on the gun that the game thinks you should have right now. But since we able to glitch our way to get to the red gun early, it is a lot easier in this tutorial section because we can just cheese our way through and do something that's a lot faster. We're going to cube chamber one cube through here and use the other end in order to activate both of these doors. Excuse me. You see that sometimes that's hard, like keeping your shots to be precise, like that. Perfect. And now we're going to go straight to don't look down, but we're going to look down because we need to. So we're about halfway through the run in terms of time. We're going to go up here, taking baby steps, and you want to jump to make sure you don't fall down that pit. Activate that sign, go down here, boom, perfect. And now we're going to go to and we're going to take and we're going to use it as a bridge across WTF. Perfect. We're going to use these same cubes and use them as a wall. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Come on. There we go. Use them as a wall. Thank you. And the way this puzzle works is you have to actually have all the cubes uncovered. But one interesting about the cubes is that if you make a cube disappear and then another cube takes its place, the original cube will just never come back. And so you can use that to your advantage in order to solve that puzzle the fast way. All right, and now we're going to go through here and we're going to use these cubes for a very specific purpose. But first we're going to come down here, and this section is a lot of up and down and all around. As soon as you get up here, we're going to quickly shoot our cubes at this specific corner and they immediately quit to main menu. And thankfully we did hub storage right there. Hub storage is essentially you shooting the cubes so fast at a particular wall that the game doesn't really know what to do, and so it'll refund you some of those cubes. And what we're going to be doing right here is we're going to be grabbing this right here, these cubes through the seam of this wall right here, just barely having enough room to grab those cubes. And we're going to cube chamber. Oop, come on, I did that incorrectly. There you go, perfect. Thankfully, we can just use another cube if we failed the cube chamber the first time, because we want to open this door. And now we're going to go to No Way Down. And we're going to first Stairway to Heaven. And now we're going to go and grab at least one cube. All you need is one cube. And we're going to grab another map and time trigger here, jump up, and using the cube to clip us through the elevator. And through here we have another pink cube. Perfect. And now we're going to go stop and go. And we're going to go straight into Stairway to Heaven again in order to back up here. And now we're going to go upstairs. Go down this elevator. We need these cubes for later, but first we're going to get a pink cube over here. Now we're going to be going up here and using this cube, and we're going to use a jump glitch in order to get down here and activate a map and sign trigger, but not collect it, but not fall down, I should say. And now we're going to go through this section that is difficult when it comes to aiming. A lot of times I like to get up close and personal with these holes in the wall because of... Oh, you want to go right here, sorry. Because of how difficult it is to aim them sometimes. Perfect. Excuse me, we're going to cube chamber this cube, because we're going to use it as a elevator up to this platform. Come on. And now we're going to go to a loop that won't close. And these last two puzzles are essentially the same ones, but they're meant to be solved in two different ways, because you can saw the first time we encountered it, we had green cubes, meaning we were supposed to have the green gun. Unfortunately, we messed up the jumps there, but that's no big deal, so we can just try again. I'm going to activate these, and then a little platform here. Perfect. There we go. That's what we want. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Thank you. And we're going to have 3 walls of cubes here to activate all these lasers. And now we're going to go to a jump too far. We're going to collect this cube straight out of the floor. And now we're going to perform the second warp of the run. That'll allow us to skip the entire chase sequence. Did we do that first try? Ooh, that felt like it would have been first try, but unfortunately it wasn't. Oh, that was so close though. Maybe just... How did that not work? Wow, okay, that's surprising. That looks like it should have worked. But we'll try it again. There we go. That time it did work. That's what we like to see. So instead, we're going to go over here. But we need to do hub storage again, because we need cubes. We're going to try and do hub storage once more as a backup right over here at fly. We're going to grab these cubes. And again, like I said, essentially, when you shoot cubes really quickly and immediately exit the main menu as they're airborne, you're able to... Oh my god. I did it, but I accidentally entered the wrong area. Let's see if we can do it again successfully here. Ooh, that should not have worked. Oh, but surprisingly, it did. That shouldn't have worked, but it did. I'm glad. And now we're just going through a bunch of lasers here in order to head to the very last section of this of the game right here in order to collect one more sign and map trigger. But we're not quite done with the run yet. Perfect. This is another sign. And now we're at kind of the cleanup section of the run. We went to over the edge. And now we're going to go to the chase. This is the section that we skipped with the warp. And now we're going to be going over here to Deja Vu. This is another pink cube that we didn't really have like a specific part of the run where it's like most convenient to get this. But you try our best anyway. And now we're going to go to connecting the pieces. And this particular section, this is all for like a map trigger. And it's a long like section of the run. It's like a small section, but it's kind of relatively long, because you would think you'd be able to cube chamber a cube through here, but unfortunately you can't, because you need 2 cubes at the end of the section, and you cannot cube chamber if you're like already in like the particle barriers, and so it's just something that unfortunately is something that we have to deal with. And now we're gonna go straight to being an entrepreneur, and after this section comes the longest pin cube of the run, and it takes 90 seconds to get. It's technically the first cube you're supposed to get in the run, but we save it till the end. Go straight through here. There you go. At this point in the run, you kind of want to like reflect on what you've been doing and whether or not this was great or not. Could you believe it if I told you that world record would have beaten the game and gotten everything about a minute ago? Surprising. I don't know what I was on that run, but it was great. All right, and that is the last PQ of the run. And now we're going to go through following the seams and stuck in a rut. And the good news is that we're almost done. We only have a few more signs to get, and that'll be it. The unfortunate bad news is that you probably saw that there was a timer at the end of in the lobby, but we are actually going to be collecting the sign, but we do have to wait an hour and 8 minutes to get it. So yeah, I hope you get comfortable because we're going to be here for quite some time. Yeah. But no, actually, we do have a way to around this, and that is just crashing the game. Because what else would you do? So the reason you have to do that is because at the other side of that timer is the sign that you're supposed to collect, the final sign. However, if you exit to main menu and you exit from that specific angle, and then you clip into the wall, you're able to collect the sign immediately. But you can't just exit to main menu and finish the run because the game thinks you're in the main menu already. So you're forced to quit the run, to quit the game, and then enter it again. But timing will end when I shoot the black cube into the pedestal. So 3, 2, 1, time. So yeah, that is Antichamber 100%. But yeah, that is Antichamber 100%. I'm pretty excited to have shown this off. This is probably like one of my favorite speedruns I've done because of just how hectic it is and how much it has going for it. It's pretty precise. If you want to learn it, I'm be happy to teach you because it's like I'm like the only person who actively runs this category, so it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's all for Antichamber. We have a few more runs coming up, and I hope that y'all will stay tuned for that.